Alright, and welcome back to Red Hot Racing Circuit, this time without Tyler. Well, I am not the biggest fan of this track. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's certainly better in F1 than it is in other games where you aren't driving, well, F1 cars. And of course the game has to literally rain on my parade. And rain at this track is probably one of the worst experiences because there's a lot of corners that you already tend to slide around in as it is. Ugh.
It's time for today's qualifying session to begin here in the United States. Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas.
Ironically enough, earlier this week I had an endurance race here where I was driving a GT car on RHRC 2, so the game that I use for time loop. So I have knowledge of the location, but it becomes a different track when you add downforce to the mix like this. So also, holy crap, son, what the heck? Please don't. Up comes the part that I really loathe. The assessments, especially in the range you're going to be doing with them in, not great. There's a little oil in the brakes, I think. It's really hard to tell at this track sometimes. Gotta go fast. Gotta slow down. Slot myself in right behind Knittery. I'm trying to make a mental note to myself to start calling them her Knittery, and instead of Cerno, it's Chirno, but I just keep forgetting / not caring enough to actually do that.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 33.9.
I also might as well make 3 runs, because I'm not going to need any of these dry tires for the race, because it's not going to be dry. So, yeet. Though at the same time, getting used to the track on the dry scenario is just going to mess me up even more when the track no longer is dry. Also, Suwako, pardon me? Apparently it is a little bit more beneficial to use overtake into turn 1. Oh, see you later. I never really know exactly when to switch it over to overtake, but I just often do it once I've passed like 185. And if I know the straightaway is going to take me past 200 miles an hour. Oh, big whiff. And yet that was somehow still
Fastest lap so far. Well done.
a faster lap than or not a fast, no, I know it was a faster lap, but somehow that was still a faster last turn than I did on the first lap, despite totally missing. And I think I can just about get away with third lap here. Okay, I couldn't even see where I was supposed to brake because of the stupid sun glare. Racing driver excuses, yes, but still. Really let the drivers have a little, like, sun visor. I don't have that with a TV. And you can absolutely brake a little later than the game says you can for turn 1. Same thing for the other, like, triangular hairpin at the end of this sector. I do not miss. I almost spin out. You can, I just didn't because I, like, forgot to do so. God, look at the sun. This is ridiculous. And I think it's gonna be raining tomorrow. Can you not? That's gonna be beaten. No, probably not, actually. I didn't realize I was 0.6 of a second up. And watch the end of the session and probably watch somebody come out of absolutely nowhere and smash it. Wouldn't surprise me. The game can just kind of do whatever it wants.
And with qualifying complete,
Okay, no.
let's review our top 3 today. Falcon, Hamilton, and Alexander Albon. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the
That's alright, I see you, Kurt Wilde. Best of the rest.
Will no doubt be a fantastic
And also,
race.
Reimu has literally just, like, kicked the bucket today. So, pull for my home Grand Prix. Even if I live closer to Montreal. Of course, Wild can qualify there, but he has to also actually stay there. This is his home race too, I suppose, so...
Well done. Very solid results. You're looking good for the race.
Are we, though? Am I, though? I guess you're not driving, I am, but... Boy, rain. The AI can sometimes be weaker in the rain than me, despite me being a human being, so I just have the human application of rain, which is helpful.
In 2012, America's on-again, off-again love affair with Formula One finally seemed to settle down with the completion of this wonderful racing facility here in Texas. Since then, we've been treated to some incredible races, including, of course, that classic wet-dry championship decider of 2050. We have 10 turns. It's time to take a
Can't
look
show
at our
that.
starting grid.
It's literally the same
Today's
animation
race
from
lines up on pole
Formula
position.
One
Lewis
itself, like the
Hamilton
actual
completes
broadcasts of Formula One events, and so therefore Formula One management will get angry at you if you show it in their videos, despite the fact that they put them in the game.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
I'm going to need more downforce than that. And less front, actually. Because believe it or not, that is actually helpful in the rain. Because that makes the car less likely to turn in a ton. Oh, AI get better starts in the rain all the time. Doesn't matter what I do. Oh my god, there's a lot of vehicles there. I don't like where this is going at all. I cannot turn. Oh my god. I'm like driving in slow motion with a lot of lag. What the heck? I'm not even hitting a curb there. Now I am. Now I'm off track. I don't even know where the road is because it all looks the same to me. Gigantic puddle of no. Okay, it took me 4 attempts, but I've completed a sector of the track. Now I've got to do 2 more, 14 more times. Oh my god, stop! And also try and pass Kadeem in the process. Ugh, we are in for something. I don't know if I like what that something is, but we're in for something. I gotta break like... I broke like 50 meters early, and I still missed the turn. And generally, the more heavy braking zones a track has, the worse rain is when you have to drive on it. So like Canada, while it may rain relatively commonly there, it's not so bad because the corners are mostly like medium to high speed, so they don't have to stop so much. China, though, is kind of annoying because you have to do that like 2, kind of 3 times in 1 lap. Here, you gotta do it 4. At least. Technically like 5 or 6, because there's like literally 7 hairpins on this track. You do it once here, and then... God, Jeff, now is definitely not the time to hear about that. Doesn't even matter, it's raining. Yeah, so turn 1. The corners on both sides of the back straightaway are heavy braking zones, and therefore are bad. And then literally every corner from then on, except for the triple right-hander, is bad. Okay, the penultimate turn is not too bad either, but... pretty much every corner from here on is heavy braking, and is therefore garbage in the rain. Ironically, despite the fact that I had the most issues with it on the first lap, the S's suddenly have become the easiest part of the track to do correctly. Which is stupid, because they're the dumbest part of the track normally. God, I have to brake literally 100 meters short of the racing line to actually stop for the turn. But guess what? The AI don't, so I'm never ever going to be able to pass them. I might be faster than Kadim right now. Won't matter, because he brakes later than me by like 50 meters. And if I try and even match that, I'm gonna go off the track in just about every corner. I have to catch him in like a medium braking zone, or just straight up completely out-drag him down a straight. Those are my only hopes of ever getting around this guy. Yeah, I am faster, at least as far as the first lap's concerned. Nah, ah. No damage, I don't care. Oh, screwing your better horsepower! I can't outbrake you ever! Oh, don't defend for me, you loser. There's no point. Slow motion racing! I'm taking a hairpin! I was there. I definitely announced my intention to do that, Kadim. It's not like the first lap dive bombs that you make into hairpins, where you only get like a second's notice of seeing me. No. Also, look at how much more I can actually see of the screen now that I'm not behind somebody. And like by behind, I mean literally like I could pretty much spit on their diffuser. Now I can actually see the rest of the freaking track. Now I just have to get far enough ahead so that he can't dive me into the next hairpin after this. Well, that's not how you do it. As I say that, and then proceed to have, like, really not good S section at the #1 time where I need to have a very good S section. I would have made like one of those corners alright. And of course now that's going to throw in the wrench in the works as far as do we need to switch to intermediate tires before the end of the race. Also I have a ton of ERS because I brake more than usual in the rain, so it's always like fully charged. The good thing about rain, it's the equalizer as far as vehicles lacking power. If I'm down on power, the car becomes easier to handle in these rainy conditions. All systems, full power! Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. I have slowed down. Okay, now let's have significantly better S section this time, please. so I can get Kadim out of my sights. And I think that should probably do the trick. Oh yeah. That's a significant distance. Bear in mind, I'm driving this on a setup that is in no way designed to be used in rainy conditions such as these, so... Considering I don't ever actually, like, prepare for rainy races unless I know ahead of time somehow that the race is going to be wet, which isn't really how that works because I'm not a meteorologist. I never bother with picking up wet setups. And so I just kind of make downforce adjustments to my dry setup and hope I don't die. Most of the race setups I have by default are designed to be...
Some information on Kvyat. They're retiring from the race.
Most of my race setups are designed to be stable anyways, so it's...
Caution.
That was delayed as shit.
The safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Can I finish my sentence now, game? I couldn't be going any slower. I'm doing 30.
Slow your pace immediately.
Because I was literally thinking to myself too, it's like, Jesus, we're already going really slow in the rain. What's the delta pace going to be like under safety car? Am I going to be literally doing like city limits here? We're pretty much just driving through Austin, Texas right now. Just where this track is. We're not aware. It's gonna end like when I'm in the middle of an S turn, isn't it?
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
I tried there too. God, that was the longest ending bit I've ever seen. I require steering. So anyway, yeah, most of my race setups are kind of built to be stable anyway. Kind of... My league racing credo has always just kind of been to outlast rather than outrun. You know, eventually, you know, if I can keep my wheels on while everyone else is losing theirs, then I'm going to gain positions that way.
Some of this energy. Increase the ERS deployment.
He says while I'm entering a hairpin, Jeff, do you even see where I am on the track? Sometimes I really wonder if Jeff is even watching the same race that I'm participating in. Maybe Jeff is only now seeing the Monza race or something, and he thinks I just exited the final turn. No! I just entered Sector 3, the number one place where you do not need to deploy the ERS because there's no straightaways. I mean, there's kind of one right here. Yeah, so because those setups are designed for the rain, or for stability, and no unwanted surprises from the car, and this goes for both project cars and F1, I don't usually get too much of, you know, backlash from using this kind of a setup in the rain. Now that I'm clear of Kadim, my car is driving not great, but not bad either. Relative to the fact that we're in downpour-esque conditions, the car doesn't totally hate me right now, so... Traction control and ABS are, of course, helping that, but, you know. I'm no Sebastian Vettel. I'm not exactly about to sweat my head off while I'm trying to just create a YouTube series where Valtteri Bottas has become some random character from a PC game that half of the world doesn't even know exists. Okay, Kadeem appears to be pushing. I'm beginning to see a pattern here that I'm not sure I like. Duh. Yeah, those are the things I set up my car to avoid. Moments like that, where the car's just like, alright, see you later, I'm gonna go to the next race now.
It's not a perfect situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
Of course, no matter how much I try to set up the car to avoid random surprises, the track sometimes just doesn't care. Especially when it's covered in water. And just the nature of rain racing is going to provide surprises for me whether I want them or not. I have detected that Kadeem is pushing, so now I shall push. Probably push myself into a barrier if I don't, check myself. That's a big curb. That's a curb. That is not a curb. Curb. I was about to point out the massive deficit between, I think, 5th and 6th right now, but then I realized it's probably because of the racing point, which appears to be holding up the entire field. I made the mistake of braking when the racing line told me to do, and look at the end results. This sort of thing wasn't an issue in previous games. I don't know why the game just forgot that braking distances get longer when the track is covered in water.
Let's turn up the ERS deployment.
Boy!
And some of this energy.
Jeff, I'm gonna mute you if you tell me that one more time. I swear to God. By which I just mean shut up, Jeff. Because I basically have to do that every episode because he never stops telling me useless information or pointing out the painfully obvious. If I don't ask you to say something, Jeff, or it's not referring to another vehicle's condition, like somebody having an engine problem, I don't usually want to hear it. Only notable exceptions being if you decide to tell me that the opponent behind me is falling back or catching. Okay, thank you, Auto Gears. I was going to use that gear. Nah, 5th gear's for losers anyway. We just go straight to 4th, and then back to 6th.
Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more. Light rain is here to stay. Full wets seem like the best tyre for now.
I prefer it stayed that way. God darn it.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Especially that one. We have 5 laps of fuel. First of all, we actually have 6.
We'll be seeing at least 20 minutes of light rain.
Okay, there was no point telling me that either because I literally just asked you that question not even a minute ago, so the number of minutes isn't going to change. Also use up more fuel in the rain than the dry, so I may have to put it in lean at some point, probably sector 3, to keep the car from, running out. Kind of important. Also, short shifting will help as well. Keeps the revs down. It also means I'll get a tiny bit less engine wear. Doing lean mix will also have the same effect. Yeah, it's not looking great. It's not dead, obviously. Nothing's over 80, but it'll obviously manage to complete the race. But I certainly could be going faster at this point. I am fully charged. Let's go as fast as I physically can go, except the tires are at 30% wear, and that's not a great idea, but screw it.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Okay, Jeff, you told me I have 5 2 laps ago. What changed? Okay, I'm pushing and Kadim is getting closer. I am really not a fan of that idea. Great, I'm like half pushing. I still have a lot of charge left despite being overtaken high. And even a bit of hot lap. Just because of how much godforsaken braking I'm doing. I'm gonna hit the deployment limit, but only use like a third of the charge bar. I could also get it out of lean now. I think I'm fine to not run out anywhere during the race now. Okay. Okay. The rain is getting noticeably lighter. I can tell just because A, the color of the clouds, and B, the traction of the car. Which apparently is affecting me quite differently from how it is affecting Kadim right now. Please stop. You're not stopping. Okay, great. Thanks. It's like some sort of like test from God type system the game has. It's just like that one like alpha AI that you find in a Project Cars race that somehow sticks with you for like 10 more laps than everybody else did. Quit telling me about my goddamn fuel. I'm well aware of how much is left. It says right there on my screen. I'm suddenly deeply concerned. No. Okay, I didn't even take the S's wrong there. Kadeem has like the hashtag blessed powers on his side, and he just hit the frickin' nitrox again. I really don't like where this is going.
We pretty much burned off our excess.
Shut up, Jeff!
Understood, copy that.
I'm feeling ripped off. Where in God's green earth did Kadeem just find this sudden pace? Where did it come from? Why can't it go away? This is the game just rigging it, isn't it? I need to literally like cheese the S's. Nope, that's not. There's no way. He's literally doing what I did, but without the spinning. Nope. Let's hear this. Okay, so let me get this straight. $160 to $140 to $118. Meanwhile, $160 to $150. Yeah, but I can't even hope to hold the wheel like this. I can't even make the corners at this point, let alone make them as fast as he can. Oh my god, where's the handling? Stop! God! I would have had to recover the car in every single turn. Put it in damn neutral if I have to get this. If I have to stop that. Nope. There's nothing. Kadeem is currently on a different set of tires. I'm convinced that those are like somehow like stealth intermediates. Break! At this point, now I just can't even finish the damn track, let alone pass him again.
This is your final lap of the race. This rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. Inters seem like the fastest tyre for now.
Yeah, that explains everything right there. The AI have switched to their inters programming. I haven't, because I don't have the fucking inters on my fucking car. Fuck you, cheaters. Stupid.
That's it for... So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, let's see how the driver standings have changed.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You're beating all expectations. Would you say it's looking like the championship is all... How did your team respond to the poor conditions today? Well, thanks anyway.
Yes, if you can't tell, I am salty that the game changes the programming of the AI, not to the tires on their car, but to the track.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.